I'm on a mission to make a 3D printed engine that revs to 10,000 RPM. My best run so far? 6,000 RPM. The engine started its life with an 80cc displacement and a tendency to explode every 5 minutes. So I started throwing all sorts of mods at this engine, and each mod took us one step closer to our goal. And today we are taking another step forward. Hello my friends and welcome to my laboratory. In the last episode we had 3 major flaws in the design of my engine, and today we are fixing them all. First of all, the intake port failed due to vibration, so the mid part of the head got a bit of a redesign. Adding 2 new spines on the top and on the bottom of the port will ensure a better structural integrity overall. The next big problem that we had was the fact that the engine constantly jumped timing due to a bad tensioner design. To fix that, I designed this new adjustable tensioner that runs bigger bearings that are gonna be located closer to the crankshaft pulley to ensure that the belt is not gonna slip and completely destroy this engine. And the biggest flaw of them all, the piston that got split in half. So I designed and printed a new piston with a more robust skirt, but a very similar skirt to cylinder contact area. So we are not adding any extra friction with this modification. The next thing that I'm gonna address is the fuel delivery system. I decided to take a step back and go back to the basics. None of my engines actually ran on the carburetor, so this is gonna be a first. And after installing everything, this is what we ended up with. I also needed the fuel tank, so I made this sketchy setup here, but I mean, if it works, it works. So all that's left is to start testing. This was a great first run. The main thing that I've noticed is that the engine reacts positively to the choke. Also, I added a bit more fuel into the mixture, so let's give it another spin. That was much better. We actually had around a 5 seconds run there. So I kept adjusting the fuel to air ratio. And this time we actually had a small response to the throttle. Now that was a more decent run. The main thing that I've noticed is that the engine only runs choke, and it actually sounds like a Ducati dry clutch somehow. Well, that was not supposed to happen. The last run completely destroyed the intake cam, sending the pulley into the orbit. Look, I know this testing session looked like a complete failure, but it gave us a lot of data that can actually improve the engine. First of all, the engine only ran with the choke on, which is a clear sign of a bad intake vacuum seal. That means somewhere in our intake system there's a vacuum leak. And the second problem, this is more of a theory than a problem. If we look closely at our last run, right before the camshaft was destroyed, the RPM raised to 4000 RPM, but the engine sounds like it had only around 2k RPM. Well, this particular gauge works by taking the signal from the coil pack and measuring the frequency of the electrical impulses. surfaces. So the fact that the RPM gauge showed almost double the amount of RPM we can hear tells me that somewhere in my ignition system there's a problem. It releases one more spark somewhere along the somewhere. I don't know where. So the ignition system also needs to be looked at. In itself, this is not a big problem if the spark occurs after top dead center, but if it occurs before top dead center, it could lead to a catastrophic failure, just like the one we had actually. Check out this particular part of the last run and focus on the cam pulley. You can actually see how it slows down and almost stops upon combustion. That tells me that that particular spark went on way too early, giving the engine a huge mechanical shock. So let's start by fixing the vacuum leak. First of all, I'm gonna start with the intake pipe. As you can tell, I did use gasket maker on the contact surfaces, but apparently that was not enough. So I'm gonna give this pipe a coat of super glue, inside and outside. And after that cured, I gave it another layer of epoxy. I also disassembled the head because the intake port is getting the exact same treatment, and with this opportunity I checked the internals for damage. As you can tell, the exhaust valves had contact with the piston, but besides that nothing is damaged. Also, I saw a lot of comments saying that the O-rings create a lot of friction. Well, let's test it. One finger. Back to the vacuum leak, I also designed these valve stem seals using a 3D printed part and some O-rings that are gonna go around the valve stem because that's another spot where we can lose vacuum. With all of these mods done, I think it's time for another session of testing. There we go, now we are talking. The engine actually works properly now, no more misfires. Everything runs smooth. But you know that's not enough for me, so I'm going for a top RPM run to see the limits of this bad boy. And this thing sounds amazing. It literally sounds like it's hitting a rev limiter. Let's hear it again. So we actually hit 4000 RPM, which is amazing. And I think the reason why it sounds like it's in a rev limiter is because we have a fixed ignition system. I'm running 10 degrees of ignition timing, and basically 4000 RPM is the limit of 10 degrees of ignition timing. There we have it, guys, a fully functional 125cc dual overhead cam engine. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.